Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. Little one has had a nice warm bath. She's got a belly full of milk. And she's relaxing listening to the Quran with her sister. So I got some time here to read, which hasn't been possible for a little while just because how busy I've been. But I won't let you down. We're going to squeeze it in. Let's begin. Alright. We are in Volume 1 of Sahih al Bukhari, in the Book of Menses, on Chapter 23. Go ahead and listen to this as you're in your garden, washing the dishes, whatever fun thing it is that you're doing. Let's begin. The participation of menstruating women in the two Eid festivals and in religious gatherings of Muslims and their isolation from the musalla, praying place. Okay, so a musalla is the praying place. Narrated, Ayub, Hafsa, may Allah be pleased with her, said, "We used to forbid our young women to go out for the two Eid prayers. A woman came and stayed at the palace of Bani Halaf, and she narrated about her sister whose husband took part in 12 Ghazwa, holy wars, along with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and her sister was with her husband in 6 out of these 12. She, the woman's sister, said, we used to treat the wounded, look after the patients, and once I asked the Prophet, peace be upon him, is there any harm for any of us to stay at home if she doesn't have a veil? He, peace be upon him, said, she should cover herself with the veil of her companion and should participate in the good deeds and in the religious gathering of the Muslims. When Atiyah came, I asked her whether she had heard it from the Prophet, peace be upon him. She replied, yes, may my father be sacrificed for him, the Prophet, peace be upon him. Whenever she mentioned the Prophet, peace be upon him, she used to say, may my father be sacrificed for him. I have heard the Prophet, peace be upon him, saying, the unmarried virgins and the mature girls and the menstruating women should come out and participate in the good deeds as well as the invocations of faithful believers. But the menstruating women should keep away from the musalla, praying place, i.e. salah prayers. Hafsa asked Atiyah, surprisingly, do you say the menstruating women? She replied, doesn't a menstruating woman attend Arafah, Hajj, and such other deeds? Then it just ends there. Notice this. They look after the wounded, so they're kind of like nurses. They had strong stomachs, strong stomachs. I'm sure you smell and see some wounds, you're just like, oh, and dealing with men who are going through a lot of pain, gotta have a lot of compassion in your heart. It must not be very easy to do that. I'm sure there was a lot of women who really got a stomach of steel because of what they witnessed. Chapter 24. If a woman gets menses thrice a month, that would be horrible. Can we believe a woman if she says she is menstruating or pregnant and whatever is related to menses, as is referred to by the statement of Allah, Azza wa Jal, and it is not lawful for them to conceal what Allah has created in their wombs? 228. Ali and Shura said, if a woman presents witness from her relatives who are good Muslims that she is getting menses thrice a month, then she is to be believed. Atta said, her previous menstrual cycles are to be taken into consideration. The same was said by Ibrahim. Atta said, menses can last from 1 to 15 days. Whoever had a menses for 1 day. Oh! Ibn Sirin was asked about a woman who noticed blood 5 days after her menstrual cycle. He replied, the woman knew better about that. Imagine getting it 3 times a month. That would just be miserable. Miserable because, it's already, you gotta take, a week out, right? Can't be with your partner. I mean, you get it 3 times. I mean, that's weird. And then trying to conceive a baby, if you want to, that's a mess. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, may Allah protect us from having that many menses a month. Fatima bint Abi Hubaysh, may Allah be pleased with her, asked the Prophet, peace be upon him, I got persistent bleeding in between the periods, and do not become clean. Shall I give up salat prayers? He replied, no. Oh yeah, istihada, right? Yeah, horrible. No, it is from a blood vessel. Give up the salah only for the days on which you usually get the menses, and then take a bath and offer your prayers. Chapter 25. Yellowish discharge not during the menses. Narrated Atiyah, may Allah be pleased with her. We never considered yellow discharge as a thing of importance during a non-menstruating period. Okay, good to know. Put an annotation next to that. Chapter 26. Al-istihada, bleeding in between the periods, is from a blood vessel. That's what I like about reading these in order, because as a non-native Arabic speaker, as a revert, the repetition may to some seem annoying, but for me it actually develops a rhythm and you start to remember the terms. That's why I like going in order instead of jumping around. I like going in order and reading it. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him, Habibe, may Allah be pleased with her, got bleeding in between the periods for 7 years. Oh! She asked Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, about it. He ordered her to take a bath after the termination of actual periods, and added that it was from a blood vessel. But she used to take a bath for every salat prayer, without being ordered by the Prophet, peace be upon him. A bath for every prayer must have been relaxing, but bathing 5 times a day, your skin's gonna get real dry, kind of moisturize a lot. She must have had nice skin then. If a woman gets her menses after Tawaf al-Ifada, and it says, oh, never mind. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him. I told Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, that Safiya bint Huway had got her menses. He said, she will probably delay us. Did she perform Tawaf al-Ifada with you? We replied, yes. On that the Prophet, peace be upon him, told her to depart. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. A woman is allowed to leave, go back home, if she gets menses after Tawaf al-Ifada. Let's put a star next to that. Ibn Umar formerly used to say that she should not leave, but later on I heard him saying she may leave, since Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, gave them the permission to leave after Tawaf al-Ifada. Chapter 28. When a woman having bleeding in between her periods notices signs of cleanness from her menses. Ibn Abbas said, she should take a bath and offer salat prayers, even if she were clean, for an hour, and she can have sexual relation with her husband after the prayer, and as-salah, the prayer, is more superior and important than anything else. Oh, there's a typo here. Anything. They put anything. They spelled that wrong. Now, clean, that's interesting. If she were clean just for an hour. Alright. Woman bleeding in between her periods. So if she has no bleeding, she can have intimacy with her husband. Must be so difficult. That would be a nightmare. Now I'll safeguard us. It'd be super hard. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said to me, give up as-salah, the prayer, when your menses begin and when it has finished. Wash the blood off your body, take a bath, and start offering salah. I like that it really just gets at the purity after that process. It's really important. Psychologically, as a woman, it just is so refreshing, and you just clean off everything, and just like, oh, this is great. Really is a helper. Chapter 29. The offering of a funeral prayer For a woman who died during or after delivery, and it's a funeral prayer's legal way of performing. Oh, after delivery of a baby. Oh. Narrated Samura bin Jundab. May Allah be pleased with her. The Prophet, peace be upon him, offered the funeral prayer for the dead body of a woman who died of during delivery, i.e. childbirth, and he stood by the middle of her body. Wow. He got to witness a woman leave this earth after delivering a beautiful child. Chapter 30. Narrated Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him. During my menses, I never offered salah prayer, but used to sit on the mat beside the mosque of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him. He used to offer the salah on his sheet, and in prostration some of his clothes used to touch me. Okay, so notice this. In prostration some of his clothes used to touch me. So he used to pray kind of close to his woman then. See, so remember we learned that he would fondle Aisha. So he was still being romantic, right? Now we hear with Maymuna that he was still letting his clothes touch her. So the abusive taboo around women was not apparent with the Prophet, peace be upon him, alhamdulillah, as with some others, right? Now we are in the book of Tayammum, the statement of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you find no water, then perform Tayammum with clean earth and rub therewith your faces and hands. 5:6. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him. We set out with Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, on one of his journeys till we reached Al-Baida, or Datul Jaish. A necklace of mine was broken and lost. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, stayed there to search for it. And so did the people along with him. There was no water at that place. So the people went to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him, and said, don't you see what Aisha has done? She has made Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and the people stay where there is no water, and they have no water with them. Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, came while Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, was sleeping with his head on my thigh. He said to me, you have detained Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and the people where there is no water, and they have no water with them. So he admonished me and said what Allah wished him to say, and hit me on my flank with his hand. Nothing prevented me from moving because of pain, but the position of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, on my thigh. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, got up when dawn broke. There was no water. So Allah revealed the divine verses of Tayammum. So they all performed Tayammum. Usayd bin Hudar said, O the family of Abu Bakr, this is not the first blessing of yours. Then the camel on which I was riding was caused to move from its place, and the necklace was found beneath it. Ah, yeah. Camel done hiding things. Hiding things. Because they kind of sit a little funny, those camels, don't they? They kind of go down. Like they just relax right where they are. And they go on all fours on their knees. It's kind of really different than a donkey or a horse who can just kind of stand there, or a mule. Camels, they sometimes like to rest. They walk a lot, so who can blame them, right? Alright, mashallah. This was a very good reading. The next one will be more Tayammums. And you can watch a video on how that's done. Very fascinating and helpful. I hope you learned something. By the way, if you'd like to join the blog, it's www.subscribestar.com/MilahanArchive. Hope to see you there. Have a great day.